It's my birthday. Okay, y'all, I am ready to turn up. I said I gotta come on here and talk to y'all though before I step outside. Okay, because I've been gone for too long, but y'all gotta understand I had to take my daughter to the United States. Like this past week has been busy, like hella busy. But like I'm kid free right now. Shout out to my daughter though. I love my baby, but like I deserve this break. So I'm kid free. So y'all are gonna be getting a lot of content from me. Y'all know the summertime, that's my time to shine. Like that's my time to do me. So I'm actually getting ready to go out in a little bit. I am going to go. Well, I have a class that I have to teach because I accidentally forgot to block my schedule off. So I got to teach a class in a little bit. And then I'm actually going to meet some American friends that I met in the airport. So they were cool. So I was like, okay, it's my birthday. They were like, come out for your birthday. I'm like, I'm going to come out for my birthday, period. So I'm excited. With that said, guys, I was like, okay, I got to come on here and I got a good like 40 minutes for y'all off here. Now, we can talk about whatever it is that y'all want. Make sure that y'all hit that like button when y'all are coming in. Now, I want to talk about the Diddy trial, and I also want to address the DDG and Halle Bailey situation. Not my internet tripping. The internet should be good, y'all. Okay. I don't know. I ain't gonna worry about it too much. But again, if you're coming in, hit the like button. It's my birthday. Leave a birthday like. You feel me? Hit the like button. I'm ready to turn up. Y'all see I done straighten my hair. I think I'm somebody. Y'all know I clean up. I know I come on here looking real plain Jane. And that's because like majority of the days, y'all, I'm super busy. Like I be working out, I be running errands. So I don't really have time to like put that shit on. I don't. But I mean, I try to do something. Like I don't go outside the house just looking raggedy, but I definitely don't be looking my best every day. I ain't even gonna hold you. Okay. So with that said, I want to talk about the situation with DDG and Halle Bailey real quick. First of all, to all the young people out there, like baby mama and baby daddy drama is like a negative 100 out of 10. I don't recommend. Like, I do not recommend, and I would say like wait to have kids with somebody until you get married, but like even then I just be hearing a whole bunch of horror stories. This is the message I want to give to young ladies for real. If you are going to have a child, y'all need to change the way that you think about having a kid. And I'm being so for real. I had an older woman tell me, when you have a baby, that is your baby. I don't care what you think it's going to look like. I don't care what you think the man is supposed to be doing. I don't care what expectations you have for the man. Ultimately, him being there, him being like mentally stable and not trying to control you via the baby, like that is 100% a choice. And yes, I do know there are women who try to control men with the baby, but honestly and truly, majority of the time, what I be seeing is it be like, we don't talk enough about how men be baby trapping women. We don't talk about enough how a lot of men will have a baby by a woman that he don't necessarily want the kid. He just wants to have a forever attachment to the kid, to the woman. And that don't mean that when the child comes, he doesn't actually love the child. Like, I do think that DDG loves his child, but a lot of times the man don't want you. He just want a permanent attachment to you, period. And we don't talk about that enough. So I just want my young girls to really think. I'm not saying don't have kids. I need y'all to change the way that you think about having kids, honestly and truly. So with the whole situation with DDG and Halle Bailey, it has come out that they had a toxic relationship. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that they had a very, very toxic relationship. I am seeing where Halle Bailey did emotionally manipulate DDG at times, and he emotionally manipulated her. What it looked like is this is a situation where she was the actress. He got with her because she had a lot more clout than him, actually, because she was acting, she was doing music. I know he's a big streamer, but honestly, I didn't even know who he was until he got with Halle Bailey, and I had been known who Halle Bailey was. And I think majority of people will tell you that. I think majority of like millennials will tell you that. I think that majority of women will say that. So this is not me just saying that to try to discount what DDG has done as a streamer and as a rapper. I'm just being honest. Like DDG hasn't done a Disney movie. Like, so this is not me trying to put him down and elevate her. This is just the fact of the matter, right? And I feel like this is a situation where he got with her because she felt safe. I've said this before. She had a little bit more clout than him. And he had got his heart broke by the baddies. Y'all know he didn't know how to act. So a bad chick like Ruby Rose was like, baby, you not finna get me caught up with no babies, no nothing. Like, I'm not having it. So she bounced. Okay. So it's kind of like one of those situations where, you know, when a dude been left before, he might not necessarily like the woman that he's with, but a lot of the times he be wanting to build some type of permanent attachment, you know. So I think that was the situation. There was a situation, there were some text messages that got put out where this is when Halle Bailey was pregnant, and she told DDG, I guess he was trying to break up with her, and she told DDG, if we're not together, then I'm not going to have the baby. And it's like, I can see both sides of it, because my whole thing is, why would you have a baby by a man that you're not in a relationship, right? But he wanted her to have a baby, so he stayed with her. But I will say to the young women, that's not a good idea. Honestly and truly, don't have a baby because you think the man is going to be there, because anything could happen. He could pass away. Like, a lot of this don't have anything to do with choice. Have a baby because you want to have the baby, and you can be financially responsible for the baby, not because you're counting on you and a man being together forever and raising a kid, because you can't control that. Even under the best of circumstances, you cannot control that. So I get it. I get the not wanting to be a single baby mother, but at the end of the day, they weren't married anyway. And even if they were, there just are certain things you can't control. You can get married to a man, and tomorrow you decide, forget him, you decide you want to leave that man. Then what you gonna do? Because your whole premise on having this baby was based on whether or not you felt like you and this man were going to be together forever. And to me, that makes absolutely no sense. Do y'all know what is the better rule to have in terms of whether or not you were going to see a pregnancy through? I need you to look at the man that you slept with, look at how he's living, judge his character, and say, does the world need another him? I don't care if that's your boyfriend. I don't care if you're married to him. I don't care if that's a baby daddy you already had kids with. I don't care if there's somebody you just fooling around with. This is how y'all need to make these type of decisions and calculations. Sit back and go, what does this man contribute to society? How does he make others around him feel? How does he make the women around him feel? How does he treat women that he doesn't want sex from? How is he to his friends and family? Who is he when nobody is watching, when the cameras come off? Do I need to replicate this human being? Is it necessary? Is it going to improve anybody's quality of life? And if you cannot emphatically say, yes, the world would be a better place if there was another one of him in this world, don't have a baby. I don't care what the situation is. Don't have a baby. Don't have a baby. Okay. With that said, Halle Bailey is in a very precarious situation because she has a son. So it's not like she has a daughter, she has a son. And she's in a situation where she's seeking full custody of the child, and DDG having scheduled visitations. And I see this kind of both ways. I think for now, for now, that is probably the way to go. And let me tell y'all why. It doesn't have to stay like this forever. But I think that is the way to go because their relationship is too toxic. Right now, the baby is very small and he needs Halle more than he needs his father. I know that y'all say the babies need their mom and their dad, both to an extent. To an extent. And honestly and truly, he don't really need the daddy right now. Okay. The baby's small. He ain't barely walking. Hey, Cha-Cha, good to see you, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you, sis. Good to see that you pulled up. So I'm just talking about the Halle Bailey and DDG situation. So the baby is small now. He honestly don't need his daddy around like that. I do think there's gonna come a point in time in the future, especially for you ladies that have sons. If the son has a father who wants to be involved, I think when that child hits after like 5 years old, between that 5 and 8 years old age, the son needs to go live with the dad. And you need to be okay with paying the child support. And y'all know women are hustlers. I know women who are hustlers, who work hard, who have sent their sons to live with their dad, and they happily pay that child support without complaining. And I know a lot of women don't want to let go of their children, especially if it's a boy, because y'all feel like the world is going to call you a deadbeat mom. But no, baby, y'all absolutely need to boys in the hood furious out that situation. So I think right now, while the relationship is toxic, DDG is trying to do stuff to use the baby to control her. Let's be clear. For example, she is going out of the country to film a movie, I believe, in Italy for 2 months. And the day before she was supposed to leave, he filed a motion in the court to prevent Halle from taking her son. Well, first of all, the judge already said he can't be around the baby. So who is the baby supposed to stay with? Or is she supposed to pay a babysitter? A mom doesn't want to be away from her young child for 2 months. Is she supposed to pay a babysitter for 2 months? So luckily the judge seen that and was like, stop with the foolishness. Stop playing the game. And that's the thing. We can try these situations out in the court of public opinion. But the one thing that y'all have to know about these judges who deal in family court and divorce court and things like that, they done seen every type of game being ran. They done seen it all. So you could get people on the internet trying to like villainize Halle right now. But the fact of the matter is, these people have seen hundreds, if not thousands, of court cases. So they know when somebody is trying to run game or when somebody is trying to block something out of spite. And a lot of y'all feel like the courts go the way that they do because there are a lot of female judges. But let me tell y'all, I'm from Dallas County, and our family court judges, I believe the majority of them are men. If you've ever sat in a family court in Dallas, them male judges are worse than a female judge. A female judge, actually, in my opinion, is more likely to try to empathize with the man. A male judge, because they're men and they know men and they see so many different type of sorry men coming in and out of the court, they don't have time for that. They don't be with the foolishness. They be real no nonsense with the men. And a lot of times they will come down on the side of the mom. And part of it has to do with the fact that they're men and they had to like work really hard to get where they're at. And they don't like to see men that come in front of them with all them excuses, doing all that bumping their gum. They don't like it. They don't like it more than female judges. I promise you. Y'all got to think about it. The family laws were established before, like, we still don't have a half of the court system is not comprised of female judges. A lot of these court rulings and a lot of this legislation was passed by men who know other men. So a lot of people like to say, oh, this is feminist ideology, and a lot of this has to do with the fact that men just decided they was going to lay the law down on other men, and that just is what it is. So in my opinion, I feel like for right now, because it's so toxic, it's been a situation where hands have been laid on, he's saying she laid hands on him. She got proof that he actually laid hands on her. And the judges have information that we are not privy to, Um, we've seen a situation where Halle said she was going to unalive herself over DDG. cheating and going on a friendcation and things like that. It's toxic. We've also seen more recently, that DDG broke into Halle Bailey's house when she wasn't there and tried to trip on her and imply that she was messing with other dudes, and they're not even together. So yeah, right now I actually am for a situation where they're not co-parenting. Give Halle it for now. And I feel like it's a situation where later on in the future, they need to come back and revisit the situation. And that's possible. Hey, what's up, Jamal? Thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank y'all for popping up. Y'all hit the like button. I said I gotta get on here before I step out. I gotta watch my time though, because I gotta get off of here by 8:55. So yeah, I feel like for now it's okay for Halle Bailey to go ahead and get full custody of her son. I would like to see some type of clause in that order that they revisit this, within 3 to 5 years. And I do think it would be more appropriate for Halo to go live with DDG when he gets older, if he wants him. That's the thing. Because I also saw a text message where Haley was texting the mom. I showed y'all on my channel. She was going out of town, and basically she was trying to give DDG and his family dibs, like, hey, I'm going out of town. Do y'all want to get Halo while I go out of town? And y'all know how some men be. They be feeling like they want to try to stop your vacation. So apparently she already had a backup, babysitter or whatnot. So DDG's mom texts DDG and asked, do you want to get your son while Haley is out of town? DDG responded back to the mom, no, I'm good. I'll see him when she comes back. So another reason why the judge has not really been on DDG's side is because Halle has shown proof that, hey, I have tried to set up visitations. He doesn't try to set them up. He's not being cooperative. So like I said, in the court of public opinion, she looks like a bitter baby mom. But again, these judges do this family court thing, and they've done it with hundreds and thousands of families. They see when somebody is being sincere and fighting for their kid, and when somebody is trying to be spiteful. You get what I'm trying to say? And again, I'm not saying that DDG doesn't love Halo and that he can't be a good dad. I'm saying right now, their emotions are too wrapped up in the relationship part for them to be able to healthily co-parent. There's going to be drama right now. That kind of stuff takes years to iron out. It really does. How does somebody like Haley get in a situation like this, being hard-headed, thinking that she's the exception to the rule, thinking that everybody's hating on her and her relationship? That's how. Because people were telling her, Jamal, people were telling her, DDG don't really like you like that. He's using you because you're safe. He really liked the girls like Ruby Rose. She wanted to believe so bad that he was feeling her like that. Okay. Then on top of that, Ruby Rose tried to let her know, hey, he's messaging me. When y'all are arguing, he's messaging me. She put out the text message. Halle Bailey said it was the devil. Said it was the devil. So her fans tried to tell her. Then he put out a song talking about how he was feeling some type of way because she had more success than him. People were saying, girl, he jealous of you. Don't do it. So being hard-headed, she got to take responsibility. Now, with that said, in my opinion, taking accountability don't mean allowing yourself to continue forward in a toxic situation. If this situation can be handled in the court to where her and that baby can have some peace for now until that the relationship part of the situation settles, then I'm all here for it. The taking accountability piece comes in her recognizing that she was being naive, that she was delusional and thinking that the rest of us were hating on her, because we absolutely were not. I'm a regular person and I would never date a DDG. Never. So I don't understand how you, Ariel, the Little Mermaid, Beyonce's protege, would feel like a DDG is good enough for you. I don't care how many followers he got or how he streams. A lot of it has to do with when you talk to a man, is he mature, his character, his intellect. So I would date a dude that has way less money and way less clout than DDG, a regular dude, before I go date a DDG. And I'm just a regular woman. And I feel like a DDG isn't good enough for me. So, yes, I'm absolutely with you, Jamal. How she ended up in a situation like that, being hard headed, wanting to be the exception to the rule, like my girl Sheba on Sheba Baby Talk said, thinking that she's above the program. Okay, you ain't never above the program unless you're a Gemini. We're always above the program. I'm just playing. Imagine Taylor Swift being in this situation. She would never. Taylor Swift would never. She would never. Thank you so much. What's up, B Mally? Good to see you in the building. Yes. All my people here. It's missing, but they on the way. Yes. Who would have seen DDG being this crazy? I mean, he seems so over fresh. DDG is a Libra. Let me tell y'all something about Libras. They are very, and I can speak to this situation, like, I be trying not to talk too much on this here live because I be trying to keep it cute. But like, let me just say this. I understand exactly what Halle Bailey is going through. Libras have a way of making the public feel like they are this happy, outgoing, bubbly people, right? And I'm speaking about like Libra men. Well, no, Libra women too. Okay. And again, everybody's different. It just depends on your chart. I'm speaking in general. Libras have a way of making people think that they're like happy-go-lucky, outgoing, positive people, like in public. But with their partners, it can get very dark and they can be very, very, very manipulative people. And so a lot of the times the face that a Libra shows to people that they're not romantically involved with will have people vouching for their character. I know a few Libras who are like real deal clinical narcissists, like throwed off in the head, and like you'll have people publicly coming to their defense. Honestly and truly, I dated a Libra who would treat me bad in private. And when I would like say I'm gonna say something or speak up about it, he would say nobody's gonna believe you. Like he would literally say this. Nobody's gonna believe you because everybody likes me. So nobody will believe you. People are gonna say you're lying. He would say this. He would say, I could do whatever to you, and nobody's gonna believe you. I swear to God. Came straight from a Libra's mouth. I've also known narcissistic Libra women who like keep a lot of friends around them, but if you watch them for a long time, a lot of Libra women don't keep the exact same friends for years and years and years. They always have people coming in and out of their life because they're always being like nasty people behind closed doors. So I don't know. And again, I'm not saying that's all Libras. I'm saying this is a trait that I've noticed. Okay. So let's talk about the Diddy trial. Have y'all heard about the surprise witness that came up? And like, how many girls was he having freak out offs with? And this is a recent chick because she talked about being jealous of Young Miami. I guess she didn't say Young Miami, but basically he befriended this girl and he started having a relationship with her. It started off the same way you did with Cassie, Young Miami, all of them, with him whining and dining her and them exclusively sleeping together. And then like after some time, that's when he introduced the workers, the working men. And then it got to the point where he would never want to sleep with her without the workers. It was so bad that one time for her birthday, she told him, I want it to be just you and me. I want to spend time together. I want to go do this, and that. He made her get dressed. She picked out an outfit. He made her get dressed, gave her a pill, and instead of taking her to the restaurant, took her to the hotel after she was on the pill. It was like, surprise. We got Big D, Big Eggplant Slim here, and she went ahead and did it, but then she was like, the like not even a couple days later, he was actually out in public with a girl taking her on a birthday trip. So she was like crying. They said the way she was crying in court, it was like a wounded animal, because she really was in love with Diddy and really thought that he loved her and that she was doing this for their relationship. And like, y'all, we gotta have it. Hold on. Damn. Then imagine that India been through with Dirk being Scorpio, Libra, borderline. Yeah, hell no. Okay. This man that I was telling y'all about, he was a Libra sun and a Scorpio moon. Oh, baby. I feel like them are worse. That's worse than an actual Scorpio. So they're saying it's Daphne Joy. For those of y'all who don't know who Daphne Joy is, this is 50 Cent baby mother. Let me pull up a picture of her. Daphne Joy. She's actually very pretty. And you know what? She looks the part. She looks the part. Hold on. Here we go. Hopefully, y'all can see her. I don't know. Let me see if I can blow this up. There we go. This is Daphne Joy along with Diddy. Now she's got that whole Cassie Blasian thing going on. Y'all know Blasians are in in the industry. You know, that's that whole Chris Brown thing. Diddy has a Blasian baby by an Asian woman. I know she mad because she just had that baby, and now she got to worry about, is she gonna be able to collect on the child support that she was promised for the next 18 years, okay? Because this man might be in jail and have all of his assets seized. So I know she feels played, but this is 50 Cent's baby mother. So I do think it's Daphne Joy. And this is why I think it's Daphne Joy. Tisa Tells has been covering the trial. Shout out to Tisa Tells. That woman is doing the work of the Lord. She has been working overtime, going to that courthouse, sitting, listening to everything, and she's actually in the courtroom. She's bringing us the information. So, first of all, Tisa is calling this girl like the pseudonym for her because it's supposed to be that, you know, she's an anonymous witness. So, Tisa's pseudonym for Daphne Joy is Jeannie. And I'm connecting Jeannie with Jeannie Mai, who was Vietnamese. And you got Daphne Joy, who looks like she might be some type of Blasian, right? Um, Not just that. I heard Tisa say that she thinks that this victim, this particular victim, finally realized that due to other circumstances that Diddy actually enjoyed defiling her. Now, why would he enjoy defiling? Like, why would he actually take pleasure in that due to outside circumstances? Well, it makes sense to me that you are messing with your ops baby mother and you got her doing crazy things. Y'all remember when 50 Cent came out and called Daphne a little sex worker? When that tea kind of came out over a year ago. But my whole thing is this: to me, it makes 50 Cent look bad. And this is why. So, y'all know Daphne is a single mother, and the woman who it is, the mystery witness, is saying that the reason why she continued to have these freak offs with Diddy is because before him, she had a small apartment for her and her son, and she could not afford a house. And Diddy put her in the house and was paying the mortgage on the house. He was paying $10,000, and she wanted something for her and her son to have. And my whole thing is, sis, if this is really Daphne Joy, I'm side eyeing 50 Cent, because how come your baby mother can't afford to buy a house? You know, and a lot of y'all feel like these women who have these babies by these rich men should live destitute or else they're gold diggers. And it's like, it's not even about that. Like, Why can't he give her enough money to where she can buy a house? It don't have to be $1 million house. Just some type of house somewhere in a decent neighborhood. Why she got to live in an apartment? And like, from a man's perspective, you have to think about it like this. Forget the woman. You got to think about it like this. I have money. I'm rich. People know me. People could try, if my kid is living poor or in a bad area, people could try to do something to my kid to get at me. So at that point, your kid has to be at least living in a decent area. It's not about how you feel about your kid's mom. It's about you trying to ensure that your kid has everything that they need to the best of your ability to where they can have a healthy and safe environment. So, like, to me, for somebody like 50 Cent, she should have been able to go to 50 Cent for that $10,000. I'm sorry. So, like, him trying to put Daphne on blast for that, I'm really side-eyeing him. Like, she shouldn't have even felt like she was in a predicament to where she needed to do that. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. Cause like I never had to be in that situation. Like, my baby, if I did something like that and it became public, the first thing my baby daddy would say was, "How come you didn't ask me for the money?" She is smoking, but absolute trash. That's why 50 stay treating her. Tisa been wrong about some things, but I love her to pieces. I know you ain't finna treat Daphne like Cassie. I have even less sympathy for her. Well, to be honest, Jamal, I don't really know much about Daphne. So I don't know much about her. I know she's 50 Cent baby mama. I don't know much about her. You probably know way more about her than me. I'm just talking about like this particular situation. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, she could absolutely be trash, right? I still feel like 50 Cent should be way too embarrassed to even admit that she does stuff like that. You get what I'm trying to say? Because, like, why can't you just come? And maybe she could. I don't know. I need more information. Maybe she could have went and asked 50 for the money, but she preferred to, mess with his enemy. I don't know the situation, right? I will say this, regardless of whether I like her or not, or she's a piece of trash woman or not, I am going to still put this in the same league with Cassie, because I'm going to take my feelings about her as a woman out of the situation and look at Diddy's pattern of behavior. He is a groomer. He is a groomer, right? And this is the thing. And a lot of people feel like when we talk about the law and applying the law, that they can go based on personal feelings about how you feel about a person. But honestly and truly, when you do the boyfriend pimp thing, because that's what he was doing, that is illegal. So whether or not we like Daphne or not, or we feel like she's a piece of trash woman, she absolutely could be. It doesn't negate the pattern of behavior that Diddy has. What does he do? He wines and dines these women. He lies and says he's going to be in an exclusive relationship with them, and he gets them ready and he works on them for like a good year. And when he's got them right where he wants them, that's when he introduces this whole freak off stuff. And like, y'all can say that's people just being freaky, but my whole thing is, if it's just that, and Diddy knows it's not just that, why can't he off the bat just come with that? If there's no grooming and manipulation involved, why can't he just step to these women and be like, "Hey, I like you. I think you fine. I would like to see you bang another man. I will pay you this amount of money for it." Why can't he just skip all the whining and dining and love bombing and we're together and it's just you? Why can't he just go straight to the main thing? Well, because he knows most women ain't going for that. They're not going for that unless they feel like they're doing it for love. That's why, y'all can say what y'all want to say. The rent is 10K a month. Yeah, on the mortgage to the house is 10K a month. That's why people can say what they want to say about Princella. And I certainly have my criticism of her. Let's be clear, I really do. But I feel like women honestly and truly need to take the power out of that word love. It should mean absolutely nothing to you. If a man tells me he loves me, I do not care that he says that. It does absolutely nothing for me. What you need to focus on from the beginning, middle, and as long as that relationship continues is, how is this person treating me now? I don't care what they did at the beginning. And a lot of these people like Diddy know that they can get you hooked and constantly chasing who they were at the beginning, and that person is never coming back because it wasn't real. And this is any type of narcissist. You men who are dealing with narcissistic women, because they certainly do exist, it's the same thing. These people put their best foot forward in the beginning because they know you will forever chase what they made you feel in the beginning. And a lot of the times people will lose themselves feeling like there's something that they can do to get back in these people's good graces, but there's absolutely nothing that you can do. You will do things in life that you never imagined that you would do. No woman will do it if they feel it's no women will do it if they feel it's elevating their status. Okay, I get what you're saying, and there are certainly, I live in Colombia. Like, I'm not going to deny at all that there are women who would say, oh, okay, off the rip. There are women who you can approach off the rip and you be like, hey, I will pay for XYZ a month. All you have to do is, well, you got to do these freak offs and we'll sign a contract and do X, Y, and Z. Right. But my whole thing with Diddy is, I believe he knew that the women he was dealing with would not do that kind of stuff off the rip. And that's why he groomed them. Do you understand? So, yeah, there are certainly women who will do whatever it takes to get what they want. And then there are certain women who they're like, okay, well, you've got, because again, Daphne had her own job. He made Daphne quit her job. So you got a situation where you're dealing with somebody who wants to be the sole financial provider. You got somebody that's whining you and dining you and selling you a fantasy. You quit your job, which is, ladies, never do that. Like, never do that. Like, don't stop doing that. I don't care what these trad wives get on the internet and say. Don't quit your job. For what? You feel me? Like, and if you do quit your job, have something you can do online, keep you some money coming in, right? So you have a situation where the woman was working, she quit working because he told her to quit working. And then next thing you know, it's like he's doing all this whining and dining. You quit your job, you're financially dependent on him. Now he's introducing weird stuff into the equation. And this is how narcissists work. This is even narcissistic women. Let me tell you something. I had a narcissistic boss who she knew how to get to the money. She knew how to get to the bag. I had an apartment. And again, so I want to let y'all know this is not to bash men. Narcissists come in both sexes. Okay. We're just talking about Diddy here. Thank you so much, Binky. Good to see you, sis. What's up? Okay, my people coming in. Y'all please hit the like button and share. That helps people know that I'm on live. I'm going to be on here for about 10 more minutes. Just let me make my point. So I had a narcissistic boss, a very narcissistic boss, right? And she used to try these like power and control things like Diddy. Was she like freaky like Diddy? I don't think so. Not that I know of. But like, I remember I had my own apartment and I had another job and I had worked for her before. So she was like, you should move in with me. And I did move in with her, but because I was making good money at the time and I wasn't just working for her, I made more money at my other job. Y'all know I was working at the club. So I made more money doing that and it was on my terms. I did move in with her, but I kept paying the rent on my apartment, even though I wasn't staying there. So every now and then I would go check on my apartment that I had with my room and my daughter's room. And what she was trying to do is get it to the point where I was dependent on her because she would do a lot of stuff that she wasn't supposed to be doing. So she wanted to keep a lot of yes men around her. And we did end up finally falling out because it got to the point where we were having too many disagreements over the ethics of the things that she was doing, right? But I remember she would tell me, why do you keep that apartment? You should just let that apartment go. You should just let it go. Why do you keep that apartment? Or why are you working two jobs? You can just, you work for me now. You're living with me. You're not paying rent. And like a lot of people would have got comfortable because we lived in like, y'all, the mansion that we lived in was like some shit that you would see on like MTV Cribs or better. Like there was a hidden stripper room in the house. There was one wing of the house that had like a billiards room. There was a movie theater. There were like, I mean, my room on my like wing of the house was right above a ballroom. It was one of those houses that had an elevator in it. My room was bigger than my apartment that I was paying for. So a lot of people would have got comfortable. Like I was really living that life. Like we were going to places like in Sprinters every weekend. We were in clubs. We were at fashion shows. But like I'm a Gemini, y'all. We are not like, I will enjoy those type of things while they're there, but I'm not impressed by it. It's not gonna make me shut up or not tell you I don't like something or that I think something is unethical. I've been poor before. I've been broke. You know what I'm saying? Like I done lived in a house without lights before, for weeks, boo. So you can never make me afraid to go back to that. And in any event, I had lights in my apartment. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So she did everything she could to try to get me to completely depend on her, but something in me just knew better. So when we fell out, she was like, well, you don't have a job anymore, and I want all your stuff out my apartment. And I was like, okay. It didn't matter to me because I had an apartment to go to. I wasn't in crisis mode, and it pissed her off. Like she got so disrespectful. She was like, "You don't have a job," and I was like, "Yes, I do. Got a whole nother job. I just don't work for you anymore." So then she got disrespectful, and then I had to beat the woman up. But this is what narcissists do. They intentionally try to get you in a situation where they can do harm to you if you don't fall in line. Now, I agree with Tasha K. Daphne ain't want to work like that. She wasn't making as much on the internet, and Diddy wouldn't let her get money from next men. Two things can be true, Jamal. Two things can be true. Again, I'm not saying like she can be a victim and be lazy at the same time. She can be a victim and be lazy at the same time. Because me personally, this is me. I would have been like, oh, baby, we going right back to this little apartment before I continue to subject myself to this. But a lot of people are weak minded. They get addicted to that lifestyle and they don't want to go back. What Jocelyn told Stevie J, Stevie, I ain't never going back to the strip club. Some people, thank you so much, Binky. That's kind of you, girl. It's a lot of people that once they get a taste of a certain lifestyle, they cannot go back. I would say that is majority of people. I see people act like that when they got to downsize from a house to an apartment. People act like it's the worst thing. To me, personally, like me, I don't give a damn. I'm a downsize every time. Okay. She was trying to make me you dependent. Yeah, she was trying to make me dependent. But again, I enjoy the finer things while they're there. They're not necessary for me, boo. So, but guess what? Here's the thing. I was probably one of the only few people around her that spoke up. Like, even in that situation, I absolutely understand how the complicity in the Diddy situation occurs because a lot of the people, like, even in that situation with that particular boss, a lot of the people that were around us were so financially dependent that they would never speak up against her. I remember one of the main things that eventually led to us falling out was that we threw a ball in Dallas. Our organization threw a ball in Dallas. And, she paid Slim Thug to come perform. Cool. But then at the last minute, after we had did all this planning and bringing it together, after we had advertisement, a magazine had covered it, everything, right? And not just that, we took pictures so everybody knew, like, all the women involved in the organization, our faces and names are attached to this. She decides out of nowhere, because some hood ninja that she knew that was friends with Mystical recommended it. She decides that she wants to put Mystical on the agenda to perform. And I'm like, ma'am, he has like 2 SA charges. And I'm like, we're a women's organization. Our whole premise is for us to help women. And this man has allegedly committed crimes against women, whether he did it or he did it or he didn't. This is like our debut event, and you want to have him pay him thousands of dollars to come perform? And it was like I was the only one out of all the women, and some of them I still talk to, love them to death. But here's the thing: when you get used to certain things, you don't want to say anything, you know? So it's like I was the only one who had the balls to say, we can't do this. Thank you so much, DJ Batman. Good to see you in the building. I'd have loved that. How she ain't have no man. Well, here's the thing. She did. She had a few men, but the men that she would have, they would never be men that had anything going for them. And even a man that don't have anything going for him, after a while, he gets tired of you belittling him and having narcissistic fits. So, like, even the broke dudes that was like, oh, this is my come up, when they got with her, they would leave. They would leave. They would be gone. They sure would. They would go right back into them little bitty apartments with their baby mama somewhere. Jocelyn, yes. Yeah, Mystical. I was like, baby, we are risking our reputation over Mystical. And then the crazy thing is, he caught an SA charge after that ball. And it's crazy because after the ball, she came in and sat down with me. And she was trying so hard to convince me that she made the right decision. And he's such a good person. He's such a good, humble, and just a nice person. It's like, ma'am, I don't care. What does that have to do with the fact that he has SA charges attached to his name? And we are a women's organization. They don't have nothing to do with my original premise, ma'am. I said what I said. So yeah, she got upset because I was like, okay, y'all still want to have him and go through with the ball. That's fine. I will not be attending because I don't want pictures of me there. I don't want it to look like I approve. So I didn't speak out publicly about the situation, but people noticed like, oh, we thought such and such was supposed to be here. She's not. Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't care. I don't care. Guys, if y'all are just now coming in, please hit the like button. So yeah, it's very interesting what's going on. Here's the thing, a lot of y'all are like, this is DV. I don't see Rico. A lot of this has to do with the fact that his staff was organizing, setting things up. He was telling his staff at one point, D-Rock, he was telling D-Rock, text Cassie this. He's having people helping him with things. These payments that are happening via bank transactions, the situation where he extorted Cassie's mother for money. I mean, they've proven the Rico. I mean, I don't even, whether or not you feel like these women were willing participants or that they're bad people for engaging in what Diddy wanted them to do. The fact of the matter is that what Diddy did is 1000% illegal. And when the jury goes to try to apply the law, they're going to have rules and regulations. And if they properly apply the law, this man is going to jail. Because the court, the government has already did with it that we could stop now. We still got what, 3 or 4 more weeks to go on this trial. They could stop now and he'd be going to jail. Okay. Yeah, they proven the Rico. They have all the financial documents that they need. This is just a matter of, will there be some type of Hail Mary situation where Diddy gets out? I know he's been talking about trying to get a pardon. I don't think he'll get the pardon because I don't think Trump's gonna forget the fact that Diddy was trashing him. I don't think he's gonna forget the fact that Diddy was telling people to vote for his opponents. Y'all know 50 Cent came out and started hating. So, I don't see it for your boy. I feel like, Trump has enough problems and people have enough bones to pick with him about certain things, including myself. Now I'll 1000% say I feel like he was a much better candidate then Kamala Harris is like, I don't even want to think about the situation if Kamala Harris was still in office. But like he's not without reproach here. So he's already got enough people that are on his behind. I don't think he needs that to be tied up in that situation. He should just be Ray Charles to and act like it ain't going on. Okay. So that's the only way I feel like he gonna get off in this situation. He gonna need a presidential pardon. With that said, guys, I have an English class that I have to do in 3 minutes. So I have to get off of here because I gotta go put like something to cover me. So I can't believe I forgot to like take that time off of my schedule. So I'm gonna do an English class and then I'm gonna go hit these streets, baby. With that said, thank y'all for everybody who showed up for my birthday and who wished me a happy birthday. I will be back in full effect tomorrow night for a Sunday Night Live. Love y'all so much. See y'all tomorrow.